A video demonstration because myself and my neighbors have some concerns about a bus driver. Now from my apartment, that tree blocks my view. Where you see my finger, that's where the bus is parked to pick up the kids when they come out. There's a bus that parks right there, right under that tree in our front yard. Every day he parks there. Then he walks along, comes up the driveway, and pisses right here. Now today's a cold, rainy day. We can't smell it much, but you can see where it's broken down. I don't know if he's going back in there. One of the neighbors said she came around the corner here. This goes up to our back porches. She came around the corner and caught him standing there with himself exposed. But that seems to be the only place where somebody's going in there quite a bit. I could be wrong about that, but that spot right here is where she says she caught him. Now, I wasn't going to say anything without seeing something for myself. So today, I have my windows open. Today, the bus was parked there. Again, the door was open. There was nobody in it. It was unoccupied. The motor was running. I went, grabbed my camera, and I was going to film him coming down the driveway, which from my view, I wouldn't be able to see him from coming from around this corner. So I was going to film him when I pressed the record button to catch him. He was rolling his sleeves back down, adjusting his clothes and walking back to his bus, climbing on it, and closed the door and then pulled into there. Now this is an almost daily occurrence. So, you know, you have these kids over here. I went over there. I identified it as bus number 29. So I wanted to see if he was... when I went and grabbed my phone, I didn't see whether he went down the street or whether he went in there. So I walked down that sidewalk and identified he was the third bus in from the back. It was number 29. I identified him again. Went in to talk to the principal. She said yes, she had been noticing that this bus there had been a bus parked over here underneath this tree. I spoke with Miss Monroe. Now my issue is, he's an elderly gentleman. I'd put him between 150 to 185 pounds. If he knows he has a bladder control issue, if it's a medical condition, why doesn't he go before he gets on that bus and is supposed to be driving it directly and parking it in there? Why does he have to park right here, an almost perfect view of that playground, to pee every single day? Now, I'm sorry, I live in this apartment. I'm not going to come out here and expose myself, male or female. You don't just arbitrarily walk up in somebody's yard in a public place, in a residential area, and pee. That takes some serious gonads, to put it mildly. I'm not going to do that anywhere. Number one, he can drive right up the street, go down 3 or 4 blocks, and park that bus in a Casey's, which has a very nice large parking lot, and use the restroom there. He can go to Gerbes, right across the street from there, less than half a mile, if he has an emergency to have to pee. I would imagine if it's an emergency, he can go, when he parks in there, he can go right in at school and go to the bathroom. I mean, they were very nice to me. I said, may I please speak with your principal? There's some behavior going on, ongoing behavior, continuous behavior with one of your bus drivers that is concerning us. I spoke with Miss Monroe. She said, yes, I've been noticing that bus has been sitting over there too. Now, I'm making this video for Clint Nicholson and my friend Darla. Here's the logic. Not all perverts are registered. I identified 5 child molesters. When I was on the streets here in Columbia, the only name I actually got was John the Blonde. He's not registered. He's never even been charged with a sex offense. But he punched a parent in the mouth for telling not a homeless shelter staff person, but there's all kinds of different places homeless people can go here for food. And then you don't even really have to be homeless to go there for free food. It was a family. Apparently he had touched their children inappropriately. They went to the staff, whoever was on staff at this facility to help homeless people have food. And when she approached John LeBlanc started, oh, they're going to call the police on me and tell them I molested their kids, and then punched somebody in the mouth. But because there's so much retaliation for going, especially when you're already homeless, the parents didn't feel comfortable going, and the homeless shelter staff was bound by confidentiality. So just because somebody's not registered and has never been charged, my father's never been charged, and he's guilty of a whole lot worse than child molestation, I promise you that. Just because they're cute little old men who are very nice and very sweet, that don't mean nothing. So that's our main concern. So you don't, I was going to get a video evidence of this guy today, but I'm sure there's all kinds of DNA here. This is a hill. So you can't really see it well on my camera, but it's a pretty steep hill. So you get a rainy day, even if he goes up further in those bushes, that urine especially since he's doing it so often that one of our other neighbors said that it reeks of piss really bad right here. If anybody took a soil sample, you'd have all the DNA you needed. So there's just really no excuse. If he knows he has a medical condition, he needs to go to the restroom. I mean, he got here 15 minutes before they let the school out, because as soon as I saw him get on that bus, I ran, I grabbed a jacket, and I knew I needed to go see if he pulled that bus into there or left, because I wanted to make sure he was an actual driver. Usually it seems like I've seen him sitting here in a different vehicle that wasn't quite a big yellow bus, and that's sort of making me nervous too.